No lie, as you can see right here, he is a data scientist and a PhD statistician, whatever that means. I, for one, happen to like nerds because they give us cool stats, numbers, and stuff to look at like this right here that we're about to pop up on the screen. Boom! I know what you're sitting there saying, Matt, why should I care about this? Why should I care about this random graphic or chart? And that's another good question, but I have an even better answer. You see this group with Auburn, Duke, and Houston? The last 9 champions have been in this top right category. Dun, 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great day. If not, I hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, we gotta talk about March Madness. It is right around the corner. Well, technically, March is officially here, but you get what I'm saying. I'm talking about the official tournament. We're not doing no intro, none of that. I don't got time to waste. You don't got time to waste either. We're getting straight into this. The last time we talked about college basketball, more importantly, March Madness, we talked about, boom, this right here. The trapezoid of excellence. If you didn't see that video, feel free to check it out. I rarely say this, but it is really interesting and it is definitely worth a watch. Of course, I think all my videos are worth a watch, but that one's based off of cold hard facts and evidence, and I really enjoy making that one every single year. However, if you do not know what the trapezoid of excellence is and you don't want to go back and watch that video, we'll go over it very, and I mean very briefly. Oh yeah, by the way, I thought this was known. My apologies for assuming. Goes to show, perfect example why you should never assume anything in this life. I did not, and I have not ever made this quote-unquote trapezoid of excellence. This is by Ryan Hammer on Twitter. Unless I am highly mistaken, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure, he's the guy who started the trapezoid of excellence. I'll pop up his Twitter right here, and as you can see, he posted on the 20th, and I believe we made that video only a couple days after. Just wanted to clarify, I did not make the trapezoid of excellence. I saw it on Twitter, thought it was super intriguing, so I decided to cover it and make a video. Locking in and getting down to business on this quote-unquote trapezoid of excellence, which you're probably already sick and tired of me saying. Let's talk about this for 30 seconds to a minute. If you want the full in-depth analysis and breakdown, go watch previous video. Long story short, you see this green trapezoid? You want to be within this if you want to win March Madness. It's as plain and as simple as that. If you're within this green trapezoid, that means you have a good net rating, great pace of play, and a couple more minor things. And historically speaking, this isn't my opinion. This isn't Ryan Hammer's opinion, the guy who made it. It's based off of cold hard facts and evidence. Teams that have won the national championship have been within the trapezoid of excellence. I cannot emphasize and harp on that enough. This is not opinion-based. However, the interesting part about this is that last year, Alabama was in a similar position as to where they are this year. They were at way, not even just like a little bit, but way outside of it. As you can see, they are the lone team on the far right, and that's about where they were last year, and they had a great Final Four run. Can they do it again? Don't know, but here's what we do know. They're the outlier. And as where it stands right now, and I saw a bunch of y'all killing me in the comment section, it was a minor mistake. Calm down. I know this is New Mexico. You see this team right here? I call it New Mexico State. My apologies, I digress. But your teams like New Mexico, Illinois, and guess who? Kentucky, a blue blood. Are they a blue blood anymore? I have no idea. Different conversation for a different day. They are in a similar position as Alabama was last year. I stated this in the previous video. I'm standing by it. I think Kentucky can be the Alabama of last year in this year's tournament up and coming. So talented. They score so many points. Their only problem is they can't get healthy. As far as it goes for Alabama, they're coming off a back-to-back really close losses to two really good teams competing for a 1 seed, Tennessee and Florida. My opinion on them has not changed. Alabama is the #1 team in the nation when it comes to scoring. The only thing that's going to stop them from winning a championship is defense. But if they can get hot, they can quite literally just outscore you. So they're going to be an interesting team to pay attention to. Last thing I'm going to say before we get a move on, because we have two, not one, but two other charts we're going to take a look at, is this right here. The teams that have the greatest chance of winning the tournament, according to Trapezoid of Excellence, are these right here. You got Houston in the top left, barely grazing it. St. Mary's, which is really interesting. Tennessee, Duke, Texas Tech. Wisconsin is grazing it. I'm not really sold on them. Missouri, I think, yeah, that's Iowa State. Arizona, really interesting. St. John's, their logo is right under Arizona's. Maryland, Gonzaga, I'm not high on them. Florida, and Auburn. The last time we talked about college basketball on the channel, I was clear and evident in the statement. I thought Duke was better than Auburn, and they're my #1 team. By the way, this was before Auburn's most recent loss to Texas A&M. At the time of me saying that, Auburn had every single first place vote in the AP poll. But I still firmly believe that Duke was the best team in the nation, and I still believe that. As a matter of fact, I think our real conversation should be who's better, Auburn or Florida. What about the Gators, man? I'll tell you a team who I would avoid rolling with in this March Madness, and that's Tennessee. Don't like them at all. They just can't score enough points. They don't have enough scores on the team. And Houston's kind of like Tennessee in that same aspect, but I like Houston a little bit more, but their offense does concern me because they go in some serious droughts. Two teams that I really like, and it's because they have two of the greatest coaches currently in the game, Michigan State and St. John's. I don't think I got to say anything. Tom Izzo, he's a legend. What does Michigan State do? All they do is win in March Madness. Simple as that for them. And St. John's, whew, hold on, let's do this. Clap it up. Rick Pitino, you can't say enough good things about him. Fantastic. I like the Johnnies, and I said I was only going to talk about this for a few minutes, so we need to get a move on and take a look at some of these other charts. A couple of new charts have been released by an account that goes by the name of Evan Mayakawa. Hope I'm saying that correctly. No lie, as you can see right here, he is a data scientist and a PhD statistician, whatever that means. In other terms, let me dumb this down. The guy's a big nerd, and there's nothing wrong with nerds. That's just what he is. I, for one, happen to like nerds because they give us cool stats, numbers, and stuff to look at like this right here that we're about to pop up on the screen. Boom! We don't have like a big production set at the MBG sweatshop, so that like I inserted some cool sound effects or stuff like that. What you are looking at is your college basketball predicted efficiency landscape. These teams are ranked and slotted by their per possession efficiency. You may be sitting there asking, well, Matt, is it on offense or defense? Great question, my friend. I'll let answer it. It's both. It's combined. We'll start in the bottom left and we will gradually work our way up. In the happy to be here category, in the bottom, you got Arkansas. I hope they make the tournament because I want to see what Calipari can do with them, but it's not looking good. Right above Arkansas, we got New Mexico State, and I already know. Look, I got you. I rage baited you, buddy. Timothy and Bobby, I see you. I see you eating Cheesy Puffs. You just threw down the Cheesy Puffs. You run to the comment section. Matt, that's not New Mexico State. That's New Mexico. Buddy, I know. I'm just doing it to get you a little rallied up. That is New Mexico. It's a joke. Calm down, calm down. Going up from them, we got Cincinnati, Memphis, Georgia, the Georgia Bulldogs. No, this is not football. Nebraska, Colorado State, they're on that line. You got, that's Indiana. You got Boise State. You got Oregon, the Duckies, Mississippi State. Yeah, Michigan and UCLA, they're in the different tier. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. You got Ole Miss, a lot of SEC teams. Texas, Vandy, SMU, Ohio State, and Villanova. If your team is in this shade right here, I'll probably draw a line around it. You are going to be fortunate just to be in the tournament, and that's why we call it the happy to be here category. Moving on up from that, this is your hit or miss category. Some will make noise in March, others will flame out. In the slot category, whatever you want to call it, you got the Kansas Jayhawks. By the way, Hunter Dickinson, what in the world is going on with him? He just gets worse and worse every single year. That guy's just average. I'm not going to say he's bad. That's crazy, but I don't think he's that good. I like this team. I think they have Final Four potential. Texas A&M, the Aggies, St. Mary's, VCU. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about St. Mary's? Michigan, UCLA, Marquette, Creighton, Louisville, Arizona. They're on that line with the other one. We'll talk about them in just a second. Kentucky, Illinois, North Carolina. Wait a minute. Is North Carolina even making the tournament? I don't know about that one, Chief. Baylor, the BYUs, Purdue, UConn, Dan Hurley. According to Dan Hurley, he's the best in the game. By the way, nobody loves Dan Hurley more than Dan Hurley. And Mizzou. Look at the Tigers. Keep your eyes on them. It kind of sounds like some SEC bias. It's really not. It's the best conference in college basketball. Normally say about football, but basketball, Missouri, Texas A&M. Just keep your eyes on them. That's all I'm going to say. Probably need to make an entire separate video just talking about both of those teams and programs, if I'm being honest. So if you are in this slot, you are either going to make the Elite Eight, according to this graphic, or you're going to lose in the first round to Colgate or Yale or Belmont, a team like that. This is where things start to get interesting, at least to me. We're talking about the big dogs, the big boys. Final Four potential, as you can see right here. Talented enough to make a deep run when playing well, and that's the key, when playing well. Starting at the very bottom, you got the Johnnies, Tennessee, Michigan State. They kind of got Kansas on that line, but I don't think there's a shot in the dark they make the Final Four. Maryland, Iowa State, Florida, Clemson. Oh, I like Clemson too. That team is special. Wisconsin, Texas Tech, the Zags, Purdue's kind of on that line, and then at the tippy top, Alabama. In this tier, I like St. John's, Michigan State, Clemson. I don't like Arizona. Florida, Bama, just because Bama has proven in recent years they can play zero defense and make a Final Four. And that's about it. And probably, did I say Iowa State? I don't think I did. Throw Iowa State in there as well. And last but not least, this is your final tier, your great tier. There's only 3 teams in it. Title favorites. At the bottom right-ish, middle-ish, whatever you want to call it, you got Houston, top left, Auburn, and tippy top, you got Duke. I know what you're sitting there saying, Matt, why should I care about this? Why should I care about this random graphic or chart? And that's another good question, but I have an even better answer. You see this group with Auburn, Duke, and Houston? The last 9 champions have been in this top right category. You know what? There was another chart we're going to take a look at, but I feel like this video has already been long enough and I don't want to make it too long. So how about we do this? Tomorrow, we'll make another video and we'll read off some of the comments you guys write down below in this one. So yeah, let me know if that sounds good. And also, let me know your thoughts down below. But Rumble!